Hello, thank you for joining me for another video beer review then. So today we've got a beer from Elusive Brewing here in the UK, and this is their triple Oregon Trail. So it's a triple West Coast IPA then, and it's coming in at 10% ABV. I do like the artwork, kind of that Wild West kind of look about it, pretty damn cool. So this is a kind of it seems to have turned into a series of beers that these guys do. Oregon Trail, I think is their kind of, I don't know if it's core range, but it certainly seems to be getting that way. West Coast IPA, and they've done a few bits and bats. They've done a red Oregon red. I can't remember the actual names of some of the beers, but they've done a red IPA within the series. They've done a double West Coast Oregon Trail. Now they've done, as they call it, the pinnacle of the series in the form of West Coast. Big time. So this is brewed with Simcoe, Chinook and Columbus hops in this one. And that's it. We'll crack the beer open then. I was very kindly given this by a good friend. It was very nice of him. He knows who he is. So let's give it a review, see what it's all about. And already it's making me smile, just the colour. Bizarrely, on Untapped, this is listed as 11 IBUs. It's obviously a mistake. It must be. So, the only haze really you're getting is from the chill haze on the glass. So there we go. So it's kind of that dark orange marmalade sort of colour. Didn't really pour much of a head there. There's a gentle carbonation running through the beer. Nothing crazy, nothing too, it's not going to worry you too much about overflowing the glass. But yeah, so kind of an amber orange, amberish kind of. Yeah, it looks a little bit more of a maltier beer, which you would expect. It's at the end of the day, there's no oats in this. We'll get a nose on it and see what we get. So I'm quite looking forward to this. Now I have actually had this beer before. I had it at the London Craft Beer Festival on tap back in August. And there is a sweet kind of candied orange. Yeah, there's this kind of a sweetness coming off it. Let's say it's more of a candied sweet orange. Maybe a touch of pine in there. I say it's been out of the fridge about 20 minutes or so. So maybe these aromas will develop. At the moment it's kind of like it feels a little bit muted. It's like grapefruit edge. But yeah, interesting one. Let's give it a try, see what it's all about. So cheers. That candied orange bursts on the palate with a nice balanced bitterness that is building. It's definitely not 11 IPUs. I need to sort that out. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's over 50. It's got to be. I mean, it's still a modern West Coast, so it's not going to be as crazy bitter as that IPAs were 10 years ago. But then there was never really. Well, there was. I suppose there was. I'll retract that. Like some of the big double IPAs, and it was all double IPAs back 10 years ago. There was none of this triple IPA business. It was just 8%, I'm guessing. 8 and above was a double IPA, no matter what the ABV was. Anyway, enough about that. It's like a real strong marmalade with rind. It's sticky on the palate. it's got that, there's a slight kind of bitter juiciness going on towards the back end. Yeah, marmalade, jammy, jam-like, all them kind of words. Nice bit of pine there, bit dank, sticky on the palate. All the things you want with a West Coast IPA. I've had juicier, more intense, flavoured West Coast IPAs, and bitter, a hell of a lot more bitter than this. But I think this is where modern IPAs, for West Coast at least, and the ones I've tried, I think if you really want anything like a modern West Coast that reminds you back 10 years ago what Westies were like, then I think you've got to go at least double or triple IPA versions. Bigger, bolder kind of deal. Because that's what they were like 6-7% back 10 years ago. Now you have to go higher up the ABV. For me anyway, I'm talking about my palate. It might not be for you, but yeah. And this chair's starting to play up, but anyway. Wow. It's got that real kind of sappy edge to it as well. A little bit sharp. Lovely tang, the residual flavour on the palate. Nice kind of bitter grapefruit edge just to balance it out a little bit as well. There is a bit of sweetness there right at the front, but as you have sipped more and more, that bitterness builds. It's just delicious. No hint at the ABV, incidentally. It's 10%, and it's not even boozy. There is a little bit of it's clouded it up a little bit, the bottom of the can, but that's just conditioning. So it does look a little bit more, I don't know, mountain IPA-ish now. It's moved a bit to the east. Let me just sort this chair out because it's playing up. Has that changed anything at all? No, not really at all. Maybe a little bit smoother, but apart from that, you're still getting all them same flavours. So body of the beer, it's the upper end of a medium again for this one. The bittering, I have no idea what the IBUs are on this, but I would imagine it's probably around the 60 to 70 mark, maybe, if you're lucky. I don't know. Big, bold, juicy, resinous, sticky on the palate. It's got all them things you want. As I say, have had more kind of marmalade intense, jam-like, apricot kind of vibes from beers before, with a little bit more sweetness, which is surprising, because obviously I think this shows you that it has got quite a big dig of bitterness in this, because I'm not getting that kind of, it's sweet, but I've had sweeter, if you know what I mean, and then it goes into a bitterness and it balances, it smooths out. This starts off bitter and it goes up. So for a modern take on a West Coast IPA, it's pretty damn good. You're not going to be drinking too many of these, of course, but it's pretty damn good. And I would definitely say look out for this. I think it's still around, I'm not too sure. So they're out of Finch Hampstead, which is Surrey, Berkshire. Not entirely sure. It's on the border. It's borderline. I think it's Surrey, but we'll go with Surrey. Anyway, UK-based brewery. Check them out. Do some brilliant beers. Elusive Brew, then Triple Oregon Trail, West Coast IPA, 10% ABV. It's fantastic. Let me know about it before. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Cheers.